Rightio guys, so today, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be fixing up, there's a little bit of gutter rash on these 20-inch Simmons rims. I've never cleaned this up before, I don't know what really I'm to do. Some of the hard stuff, we're actually going to use a couple of little files to get some of the hard stuff off, and then we're going to use just a variety of different, sanding discs. So we've got an orbital sander here. And then we have some 600 wet and dry and some 400 wet and dry for when we get down to, I want it to be a bit of more of a finer finish. We're going to try, and just to clean this up, it's not really that bad. To be fair, there's nothing that's actually super deep or anything. So like I said, I've never done this before, so I really don't know how we're going to go. But yeah, we'll just have a crack and see what happens. So I'll grab my trusty chair. Trusty milk crate here, guys. You never go wrong with a good old milk crate chair. Put some of this stuff down beside us. We're not going to use straight away. Alright, so I think for the start, we're just going to maybe flatten some of this down. All I'm trying to do right now is just take off some of the edges that are poked up that will rip the sandpaper essentially. So we're just gonna, I'm not trying to take any material off as such, I just want to try and get rid of that harsh edges. So. Now I'm not pushing much pressure. See, that feels fucking fantastic already actually. I'm not putting much pressure on it or anything like that. I'm just letting the file really do the work. I'm just resting my two hands on there. So I could be doing this entirely wrong, guys, and I'm sure you will let me know, but like I said, I've never actually done this before. I'm not trying to, become some kind of wheel restoration person. And yes, there is people around that do this for a living. I'm 300 k's away from Brisbane. Like the chance of me trying to get something done like this is take a day off of work, like if it's a weekend, off of my weekend activities, travel down, drop it off, come back in a week's time or something like that, and pick it up and pay however much it will be. I've actually got these rims booked in to get tyres put on them next week, and then they have to get fitted to the car, test fitted, and see if we're right on the 35 profile or if we want to go to a 40 profile. So we're just gonna get this done, so it's like reasonably well. I mean, the car's not a show car, right? It's just really not a show car. It's just a nice everyday cruiser, which I'll show you eventually when I put it on. But however, for right now. Rightio guys, so we've gone ahead and filed the harsh edges and we've gone ahead and sanded. Now we did use a 60 grit sandpaper just to take the top layer of this outer ring down. Actually it's come up really well, and I'd almost consider leaving it at that machine kind of finish, but we do have some other wet and dry here that we're just going to really lightly just rub across it. Try and bring up some of that polish again a little bit, and just so it's not quite as dull. But we're just got to go and grab some water, and so I can use the wet and dry, and yeah, we'll just give this a little touch up, and I think we're done. It hasn't actually been very hard to do. Yeah, I'm actually really happy with the way it came up, but there was quite a lot of harsh dents in here. Well, not harsh, I shouldn't have, but that where the gutters grabbed the actual aluminium and rolled it inwards, there's these lips on the inside, which I wasn't really sure how to get them out. Once I put the file on and just sort of picked them up, it was just the rollover of the material, so it wasn't stuck there or anything like that. And majority of the time it just broke away, and I was left with this little dent. There is still some slight dents I can feel, like very, very faintly across here. I'm not going to try and get down in this inner groove, just because I just feel like once I start touching this, I'm going to have to go all the way down, and I don't want to do that. So we're just going to polish up this outside lip, and we're done. I think that's really, really, really easy and really cool. I'll grab the camera now and I'll show you on the harsh dents I was talking about, and yeah, happy days. Alright guys, so I don't know how well the GoPro is actually going to pick this up, but if we can see, there's a little lip just here. Yeah, it's going to be very, really hard to see, but that's all it really is around the whole rim. It's come up to be this kind of finish as opposed to the polished finish. So we're just going to go ahead and nip this up with some 400 and then some 600 and just give it that polished finish. And yeah, we're done. Other than that, I think it's come up really, really good. I'm actually quite happy with it. Yeah, couldn't be any more stoked. I actually picked up these rims really cheap because they had that gutter ash on them. $400 I picked these rims up for. Yes, they're probably not genuine Simmons, which is fine, but they are a PW rim knockoff. You know, they still look very good. I'm really happy with these. They're not going on a show car by any means. So, you know, when I put the new rubbers on this, I put it on the car with the colour that it is currently, I think it's going to really pop, and should look good. We do have some pretty cool things coming for that car actually, so yeah, stay tuned for that. Alright guys, so I've just gone ahead and got a little bucket of water here, a little ice cream container with some water in it. I've also got myself a very soft pad. We don't want anything that's going to be hard as we're rubbing along here. And we've got 2 lots of sandpaper, one at 400, one at 600. So obviously we'll start at the 400 one. We'll do a couple of runs around and we'll move to 600. And yeah, we'll get it done. What I like to do with the sandpaper, guys, I like to try and not use as much as possible. So whichever way you want to put the block, you put the block this way and go that way, or if you put the block that way and go that way, you see which way has more wastage. So we don't want that. So if I just folded this in half and tore it down the center, tear it down the center, tore, tear, 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 tore. Tore is past tense. Teared. Is it teared or is it torn? I tored it down the center, I teared it down the center. Both of them don't sound right to me. But anyway, so we'll just move the room up a little bit, just so we've got a table to work with. Now if you've got scissors, most toolboxes, you should have scissors in your toolbox. Now just grab your toolbox, scissors. Alright, so we've got our first run here. We'll put that there, put that there. Now that gives us a little bit of work, a little bit of sandpaper to work with. Dip it in, and we'll just, like I said, just nice and lightly. And that there feels really, really good. So like I said, I'm not going around here hard. I'm just sort of letting the weight of my hand on the actual, on the block do the work here. And you can actually hear it from when it's really rough to when it's not rough, and it starts to sand out. I'm not sure if the GoPro will pick that up. We'll try and move it around and we'll have a listen. So none of this section here I've done. So we'll go from here and we'll just roll around. You can hear it all around here. It's like really, really harsh. Yeah, it's really harsh and raspy where he's not. So you can tell it's definitely doing its job. Now you don't want to push too hard because, like I said, we're using a soft sponge, so we don't want to push too hard down and start to touch this section here. So just the weight of your hand is enough. A couple of runs back and forth. You don't want to sit in the one spot too long. You don't want to sit there and, you know, you just want to nice big sweeps back and forth. And by all means, guys, I'm not a sander, I'm not a spray painter, I'm not a panel beater. So, don't come at me with, you know, you're doing it completely wrong, you're a wanker. Yep, probably so. I'm saving myself time, I'm saving myself money by doing this myself. Most importantly, I'm showing you guys that you don't necessarily have to take it to a shop to get done, you can have a go yourself. So, here we are. Having a go ourselves. Okay, I'll leave this section around here and we'll give it a clean up with a rag and we'll see what the difference is. Okay, so rightio guys, really happy with how that's come up. I'll just show you now. So you can see the reflection. How can I point this out here? You can see the reflection right here. Now it's not quite as much as that one, but there still is some reflection there. I don't want it to be super polished because this is not super polished. It does have machine marks in it. But honestly guys, like, for me, not knowing what I'm doing, just at home, having a little go, I think this has come up unbelievably well. I can't wait to actually show my, my dad, and he actually seen this rim, how it was. No one knows about these rims going on this car other than my father, so I can't wait to show him and see what his reaction may be. So, yeah, I'll give the rest of it a bit of a clean up. And we'll see what he says. We'll compare it to another one that doesn't have any gutter rash on it at all. So. Righto, so I've got my old boy coming out. Have a look. This will be his first see at this, and we're just going to record his reaction here and see what he thinks of it. Tell me what you think of this, mate.
Holy shit, is that the same wheel?
It's the same one, yeah.
Wow. Good job. Jeez, look at that.
You can still feel like on the inside.
Yeah, I can see just a little bit just there.
Yeah, but I don't want to get down in here because then I'm going to have to go like on that inside.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have to go all the way. But
Yeah.
honestly, that's come up.
Holy dooly. I didn't think it'd come up that good.
Me either. It's actually come up really, really good.
That's nice.
I'm really happy with that.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
So now if I go across here to this rim that hasn't had any gutter rash, you can still you can see it's been nipped right there.
Yeah.
It's been nipped right there, but that's the rest of it. You can see it's got a little bit of shine, a little bit of shine, a little bit of shine, a little bit of shine. It's not too bad away.
Oh, good job. That's better than
I don't think anyone's going to pick that up.
Nah, better than I expected.
Way better than what I expected too.
Yeah, good job.
I'm stoked with that.
Yeah.
Rightio guys, so right here we have one XF Falcon. My father has done this car up. The paint's not perfect. It's not supposed to be perfect. So, you know, it's just an everyday cruiser. So, I've just bought it off him. I'm gonna change the rims to something that's more my style, more my liking. So the interior has been done up a little bit, it's a little bit of finishing. It has a fairly healthy little 250 crossflow in it. Nothing too major, it's just, you know, rebuilt, reconditioned, 5-speed manual. Other than that, just a nice clean car. And we're going to change the rims to something that's a little bit more my style. So, as you can see, door cards have been done. We just need to put the door handle trims on. It's got the LTD steering wheel. It's got a 1-inch spanner as a gear shifter, and it's got an AU center console. So anyway, seats have been done, all the sound deadening's been done, all that kind of stuff. So actually drives and sounds really good in here. But anyway, we'll take some more photos and another little video once we got the new wheels on. Righto. What are we thinking? I think it looks pretty darn good. Pretty stoked. Could do with a bit of a wash, a bit of a polish. But other than that, I think it looks pretty good.